in the outside, contact made, 56 slides it into 4, who's going to be at the stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Good morning, good afternoon and good evening, and welcome to Apex Racing TV's coverage of round number 14 of the SimRacers Asia Proto-GT Series here at the Silverstone circuit. My name is Scott Newton, and alongside me today is Sam Fitzpatrick, and we've also got Samila Kumo in the background as well. Welcome, Sam. First time in the booth. What are your thoughts coming into this race this evening?
Well, everyone loves this circuit, so it's going to be a really interesting race. Really good in all of these cars. And I think it's going to be a really interesting battle between the classes, and also, yeah, going to be interesting to see who gets that win today.
Yeah, definitely. Silverstone, one of the classic circuits, hosting Formula One World Championships since 1950. Also, I think the MotoGP runs around here as well. Also World Endurance Championship, and also other local categories as well. So one of those classic circuits that is a favorite of amongst most of the drivers.
Yeah, and it's just so much fun. This, like, it's even this combination, it's just got such a nice flow to it. Lots of undulations, particularly at the end of the course, and of course maggots and beckets. You don't really get a better corner combination than that.
Yeah, just having a quick look at the weather. We've got a 26 degree ambient with a 55% humidity, partly cloudy with 3 kilometre an hour northerly winds, so it should provide a challenge for the drivers out there, especially with the hotter track temperatures out there today. So we'll just have to wait and see whether drivers decide to take tyres, or whether it's one that the drivers can hold out on.
Yeah, tyres are always going to be an issue throughout the race. You're going to see perhaps guys go fast at the start but struggle at the end, so that's going to be an interesting key here with this track temperature.
Taking a look at the championship standings after the last round, we got in the prototype division. We've got Ross Rizzo currently leading for Pro Force Racing on 491 points. Yasmin Yali behind him in second on 433. Steve Callahan, after a strong last race at Brands Hatch, retains third place on 396 points. Federico Texeria on 355 points, and Kevin Wang rounds out the top 5 for Archipelago Racing on 314 points. In the GT1 standings, Katerin Boifia extends his lead for Archipelago Racing on 376 points. Con Klopman on 305 points. DK Lee for iRacing Korea is in third on 284 points. Justa Vries sits on 264 points, and Andika Rama is on 104 points. In GT3 standings, Ahmad Nirazam extends his lead for Wildland Motorsport on 317 points. His teammate Abirafidi Putra sits on 258 points. Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira from Macau Sim Racing close behind Putra on 255 points. Intraferianto for Wildland Motorsport on 236 points, and rounding up the top 5, Ben Hackerson on 230 points. And in the team championship, Wildland Motorsport extends their lead on 1,244 points. Macau Sim Racing on 1,101 points. Pro Force Racing close behind them on 1,066. Archipelago Racing on 627 points, and rounding up the top 5 is iRacing Korea. So just got 2 minutes left of qualifying. We've got Ross Rizzo currently on the pole position at the moment by a gap of about 1.5 seconds. So he's got pretty much a measure of the field at the moment. But yeah, looking at the GT3 field at the moment, it's quite close, especially between Lopez de Oliveira, Pereira, Nirazam, if I can find someone on track. There we go. We're just going to see who's that? Kevin Wang coming up the start, his final lap. He's currently in third place. Last time around 43.9, but only I saw that there was maybe 1 or 2 GT1s in there, so unfortunately not much participation from the GT1s where I would have expected them to be strong, but got a decent sized field in the GT3s and the prototypes tonight, so looking forward to a strong race from those categories there.
Yeah, we've got a healthy balance between the BMWs and the Mercedes as well. So that'll be interesting to see how these two cars fight against each other in the GT3s. And of course the GT1s, they're right in the middle of all that action really with the GT3, so they could get involved as well.
Just looking to see George Johnson just about to come across the line now. Does he improve on his time? Only marginally, but he does improve to a 49.453. He'll be the last one to cross the line, I think, as we've got Muhammad Alif coming through Brooklands now. 5 seconds to go on the clock, so he'll be the first one to cross the line as he's pushing as hard as he can through Luffield and through Woodcote there, maximising the track there. Coming across the line now, will he improve? He doesn't, so 50.0 for him. Was that Kevin Wang just diving into the pit, so he doesn't improve. Daniel Lick coming through Vale and Club. Louis Pelagellon currently in the pole position for the GT3 class at the moment. We'll just have to see whether he comes across the line or he dives into the pits. He's going to come across the line, so will he improve on his current time? I think that was just an outlap. It was a 4 minute 50, so You've got Ferrianta coming across the line. That looks as though that was an out lap as well, or an off track. Invalidating the lap. So we've got George Johnson coming through Brooklands now. Last lap he did improve to 49.453. Will he improve? Currently 8th at the moment in class. At the moment. He's just coming around Woodcote now, up to the start-finish line. Doesn't improve on a 49.7. Also got Series host Mike Lang just about to come up and finish his lap as well. I think he's the last car on the lead lap, on the track at the moment, but he decides to dive into the pits. So it looks as though that towards the front there's quite a big gap between the Proto GTs, but yeah, definitely looking at the GT3 field, it's going to be a very, very close battle throughout the field.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting battle. Plenty of GT3s today. The prototypes, of course, they're Vosvizwe in the lead's got a decent gap, but we saw at Brands Hatch. He was really, there was good fight for first and second position, so I'm sure that's going to be replicated today.
It's going to take you through the starting grid now. We've got Ros Rizzo on the pole position for Pro Force Racing at 1 minute 42.327. Yasmin Yali for Wide Load Motorsport starts second. Kevin Wang for Archipelago Racing starts third. Federico Texeria for Macau Sim Racing starts on on the second row. Lou Pellegellon takes the pole position for the GT3 class. Alongside him is Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira. Junior Pereira from Macau Sim Racing starts third, or P7 overall. Ahmed Nirazam starts 8th for Wilo Motorsport. Abirafidi Putra starts P number 9. Lachlan Crowe for Delta Sim Sports starts 10th. John Thompson for Pro Force Racing starts 11th. George Johnson starts 12th. Simon Jorge Sanchez for Macau Sim Racing starts 13th. Muhammad Alif starts 14th. Robert Taylor starts 15th. Daniel Leap for Stealth Sim Sport starts 16th. Bruno Cardoso for Macau Sim Racing starts 17th. Interferianto starts 18th. Neil Buntrock starts 19th. Andrew Ambadar starts pin number 20. Nathan Mankey from Pro Force Racing starts 21st. Kin Keong starts 22nd. Nuno Tang starts 23rd. Series host Mark Lang starts 24th. Pico Silva Jr. Starts 25th. Jeffrey Price 26th. DK Leave 27th. Matthew Clowett 28th. And that is the field. Looking at what we've seen over the previous week, Sam, what are your predictions on the fuel strategy, especially with the GT3s restricted on the fuel tank size?
I think it's going to be similar to previous weeks, to be honest. This track, it's not too bad on fuel, so it's not too good, so I think they're going to really maintain their fuel strategies they've already used this season.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out that the GT3s are restricted to a 40% tank size, which will get them anywhere from about, I would say, 17 minutes to about 30 to 32 minutes into the race. But they are all cars are required to make a mandatory tour down the pit lane. The GT1 and the Radical are only required to stop in the pit lane and trigger that they have been in the pit box, so they will have quite fast pit stop times unless they underfuel or take heavy damage. but GT3s we roughly expect about a anywhere from about a 12 to 19-second pit stop. So should bring some split strategies through the field today, which will be interesting to see what the drivers go with today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if anyone really bites the bullet and just goes as soon as possible, particularly in that GT3 field, and pits early, tries to get a bit of clean air and see if they can gain a few positions. But really, with the slipstream around here, it's a small advantage, so I think the drivers are pretty much all going to be pitting on similar laps today, trying to stay in a big pack.
It's also worth pointing out that we've got live timing available through the link posted in the YouTube chat for those that are tuning in live. So if you wanted to follow your favorite driver or your teammates, that is available. Obviously, the link unfortunately won't be available post race. So if you are watching this back after the broadcast, appreciate you tuning in after the race as well, and much appreciated to the live viewers at the current time.
It's going to be really interesting to see how tolerant these drivers are going into Maggots and Beckett's, because despite how hard you try, you can't go too wide through there. So it's going to be very interesting to see if anyone backs up, kind of lets other people have the position, or whether they're going to be really hard and turn into those first few corners and really fight for those positions.
Yeah, definitely. Just coming through Prairie now in Brooklyn, so just waiting for the pace car to come in, and Ross Rizzo will take the field. I'll take control of the field. Just coming through. Was that left field now? And the pace car's about to pull in, so everyone backing up. And Ross Rizzo, and yeah, we got a green flag. Pretty measured start from all the prototype drivers. We've got a driver off in the back. We've got 3 wide through the prototype class as well. Also, I saw 3 wide going through the back of the GT3 field. Looks as though that it's been a fairly clean start as they head through Maggots and Beckett's now. As we see a bit of argy-bargy as well through the mid-pack, but yeah, it looks as though there's been a pretty clean start overall.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse than that. We had one car off on the pit straight, and there's another car just coming out of Maggots and Beckett's. A couple of cars actually, one in the wall and one just spun around, but yeah, not too bad at the start of this race.
Yeah, I saw that, was it George Johnson had a bit of contact, was that with Nuno Tang, just going through the Exeter Chapel there. So yeah, Nuno had a pretty strong qualifying, but unfortunately got tangled up in that little incident there at the Exeter Chapel there. So we'll just have to see how he can recover through the race. We got Neil Buttrick behind him, but currently in 24th position after that incident there. Looking further up the field, it looks as though that everyone's pretty much formed into a single file formation at the moment. Just looking at the battle between Daniel Leet, Simon Jorge Sanchez and Robert Taylor, that's pretty much the closest battle at the moment. As they go around to complete lap number 1. As yeah, Rizzo leads from Yasmin Yali, Kevin Wong 3rd place, Federico Texeria 4th, Louis Palogellin holds the lead from Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira in the GT3 field. So looks as though that despite those small little incidents, everyone's managed to hold station. But as I say, that the teammates of Putra and Ferrianto have exchanged positions on through Maggots and Beckett, so quite forceful driving there from Putra, but it looks as though that Pereira is trying to go around the outside of Stowe Corner, and will he get the drive out of that? Yeah, he's got the line there, so great move from Pereira, going around the outside of Stowe on Ferianto, so he moves up into 14th place, so good job from him.
Yeah, really good move there. Really just gave Vivianto a choice there, either turn out on me and potentially get spun or let me have the position, so that was really good aggressive driving there.
Yeah. Looking further up the field, got John Thompson at the moment, pair number 9 for Proforce Racing. Immediately behind him is Simon Jorge Sanchez, and in front of him is Lachlan Crowe for Delta Sim Sport. So Lachlan having a stellar drive at the moment, up to pair number 4 in class, 2.4 behind Nurazam. But yeah, he's doing a great job in that Audi R8 GT3. Had a great number of strong drives, but unfortunately, I think some of the results haven't shown his true talent. So yeah, at the moment, 4th in class. Definitely looking for a strong result today.
Yeah, and with only 2 more solo rounds to go, these drivers really want a good couple of good results to finish off the season. Even if they're not fighting for the high positions in the championship, they want to have a good end to this series.
Yeah, I think next week is a team race, so it's just this solo race and then the team race and then the Nordschleife. So that will be a interesting challenge as well. So yeah, so definitely all of the drivers that are fighting out for various championships at the moment, trying to gain as many places as possible. So which will be interesting come the end of the championship as well. So there's yeah, we just got Sean Thompson at the moment applying all sorts of pressure too, as he's trying to go down the inside of Prairie, trying to gain the position on Lachlan Crowe, but as he's just Clary goes deep under the brakes and runs a little bit wide at Brooklands there, up the inside for Luffield, and gains the track position. That allows Sanchez to come up and behind and apply pressure to Thompson. Just last time around, was that Sanchez had the quickest lap of 50.1 compared to Thompson of 50.5 and a Crowe of 50.9 last time by. So Sanchez managed to close up 0.8 of a second last time by, and Crowe under all sorts of pressure as Thompson makes a slight mistake through Chapel there. But we'll have the draft, so we'll see whether he can close up on the hanger straight.
Yeah, these guys need to make sure they don't lose too much time as he looks to the inside, but well defended there by Crowe. But yeah, they need to make sure they don't lose too much time together. It's still early on in the race, and the last thing they want to do is lose any chance of catching up to the guys ahead. So this needs to be some clean racing from these guys.
Yeah, just comparing these 3 drivers to the podium places at the moment, those guys are, well, the front, so Gallen's in the 48, so he's showing exceptional pace at the moment at the start of the race, but and the 2 behind him, Oliveira and Nurazam, are in the 49s, but looks as though that Crowe's had to give up the place, but looks as though that he's...
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 4 cars out, it looks like. And that was... it seemed just like an racing incident there, but yeah, that's atrocious for those guys.
Yeah, just taking a look at that on the replay. Crowe was compromised exit through Abbey, and that slowed him up quite a bit and allowed Thompson to go through on him through Bridge Corner, and that going deep under brakes and trying to regain that place just unfortunately caused that error, in my opinion. But we'll have to see what the stewards think of that post-race. But yeah, definitely unfortunate for Crow and Thompson there as well, and that promotes Junior Pereira up into 5th place overall, and I think Putra as well. He's 8.7 seconds back from Nirazam there. So yeah, so the gap between the front 3 and 4th place is quite substantial, but throughout the field, still in the GT3s, it's still quite a close battle.
Yeah, we've got a nice battle right now between Yali and Huang for 2nd place in the prototypes. They are 4 seconds off the lead, but they are having a nice battle right now. Huang seems to have the pace to maybe make a move, but not quite yet.
Yes, last time around, Yali managed to pull a 0.2 of a second gap, substantially off the pace compared to Rizzo last time around. Rizzo managed a 43.5 compared to Yali and Wang 46.2 and a 0.4 respectively. So Rizzo's looking as though that he's able to show massive pace at the start of the race, and has pulled a 7-second gap to the 2 drivers on screen.
Yeah, this is mighty right now from Rizzo. He's just got to make sure he doesn't make an error right now, and he seems to be, yeah, far ahead of these prototype guys, so great drive on him so far.
Looking further back, we've got Robert Taylor trying to make a move on Daniel Leake. The current gap is about 0.3 of a second. Indra Ferrianto behind him as well, so just see whether Robert Taylor is able to make a move up into Stoke Corner as he pulls alongside, up on the inside, whether he goes deep under brakes. Daniel Leake trying to hold it around the outside, doing a stellar job to be fair, and Taylor makes a small oversteer exit mistake, and Leake's able to defend the position, so great driving from Leake there.
Yeah, we've got another queue forming up here, but Leake's they're really good defending from him, and he just needs to make sure that he holds on to that position.
Yeah, we've got a train of 4 Mercedes drivers and a BMW sandwiched in between all of that, so we'll see whether Ferrianto, who's in the BMW for was that YLab Motorsports, whether he can get past. He's currently 8th position at the moment, as Leake's heavily defending at the moment from Taylor, as Ferrianto's able to close up as well, so see whether Taylor can make the inside move up into Copse Corner, but it looks as though that Leake's on the defensive already, but Taylor falls back in line.
Yeah, he's just got to line up a move here for Stowe, get a nice lengthy here, get in the slipstream and pull out, but it's a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely. As all Leake gets a compromised line through Beckett's and Chapel there. Taylor's got a pretty decent exit out of Chapel, and he's pulled alongside like last lap. He's a lot closer up the inside this time, so whether he can get the job done, as who's that? Alif trying to make the move on Ferrianto, so Alif is up and past as well, so he pulled the same move as Taylor. See whether Leake can go up the inside as they, or Leake goes deep under brakes and manages to pull it up. Great move from him to get the position back, but that's going to cost them time to Pereira in front. He's currently got a 1.3 Oh, sorry, a 3.8 second lead over
Yeah,
this group here.
it's quite interesting around Stowe. Everyone seems to be preferring the outside line in racecraft. It seems to be a lot easier to make a move around the outside than the inside. Sure, these drivers are gradually learning that as it's a bit of a dive bomb here, but yeah, he's got the inside. Can he make the move into the penultimate corner here? No,
As they go
Leeds
side by side.
hanging on in there.
And all that's doing is allowing a leaf to close up as well, so whether he can get the drive out, unfortunately it looks as though he can't, but now they're trying to go around the outside at the final corner, and Leaf will have the inside line for Cop's corner, but looks as though that Taylor's going to have to fall back in line, and that'll compromise his exit and allow a Leaf to go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's. You definitely don't want to go too wide through here as he falls back in line. Yeah, going through too wide through there is definitely going to cost you time. And with driver awareness, whether one driver backs off or not, drivers will have to be quite aware, as we see a flash of the lights from Taylor. But yeah, all this is doing is just allowing Pereira, Putra, Nurazam, Oliveira and Gallen to pull away, but all of his battling is allowing that 5 or 6 car battle as well behind this 5 car group as well to close up. So we'll have an 11 car battle for the back end of the top 10. So definitely a great battle forming up as well.
Yeah, and this is where strategy really needs to play a part. They need to or bluff each other, double bluff each other, but at least find a strategy which helps them. And right now, it's pretty clear. Oh, and we've got contact in behind. But
Yeah,
it's pretty clear that Leeds the slowest guy here, and the guys behind really need to pit now and get some clear out.
Yeah, just seeing that a Leaf was trying to make a move up the inside of Taylor, but unfortunately couldn't pull the move off, and Ferriante is trying to go around the outside of a Leaf, but with that power of that Mercedes AMG, it looks as though that he'll retain that 12th place at the moment. George Johnson in behind Ferriante in 14th place. As yeah, this battle's quite heated. I reckon will be for a significant portion of this race. Quickly looking back at the front, battle between Yali and Wang hasn't really gotten much bigger. Last time around, Wang was less than a tenth of a second quicker. Looks as though that Yali's been able to at least respond to Wang last time around, as Wang loses half a second, so it must have been a small mistake from Wang as he was right up against Yali last time around. But also see that Rizzo's started making his way through traffic as he's coming up to who's that Thompson, and looks like one of the Macau Racing drivers as well.
And the bouts for P7 still, P6, so still really, really tense here. Taylor just cannot find a way past Daniel Leet right now. Just seems to have run out of ideas, but he's still pushing. That still a bit of a train behind, but it's spread out a little bit. Everyone's having kind of their own battles now. But yeah, this is a really, really good race right now.
Yeah, I'm just going to go on board with Taylor just to see what it looks like on board from his perspective. He looks as though he's picked up a bit of body damage from contact earlier in the race. We've still got 27 3/4 minutes to go, so still a long time in the race. Also, you have to note that they get a free fast repair as well, so that will be interesting to see how the drivers utilise that as well. As yeah, Taylor's not close enough to get up the inside of Late this time around, but Late was about 0.3 of a second slower the last time around, but it looks as though that he's able to find a bit of pace again as Taylor's falling back a little bit. Taylor at 4 positions from his starting position of P11, so doing a good job so far. I'll just have to wait and see whether he can get past Late in the second half of the race.
Yeah, and Alif is now closing in on these guys again after that little error earlier on. So he's going to be right with these three, and certainly going to be looking to pass Taylor at some point as he really closes in now, going into the last few corners of this circuit.
Just looking a little bit further back, we've got battle between Nathan Mankey, Bruno Cardoso, battle for P 15-16. At the moment, this is part of that second train that's forming up behind the group of Late, Taylor, Alif, Freyanto. So yeah, definitely a close battle between Macau Sim Racing, Wildlife Motorsport. I also see a Pro Force Racing driver in there as well, of Mankey as well. So yeah, these drivers definitely close on pace at the moment. Ranging times from anywhere from low 51s to mid 51s. So yeah, drivers pretty balanced there. See is that Nuno Tang trying to go around the outside of Ken Keong, so he makes a great move around the outside of Ken Keong around at was that club corner.
Yeah, at the rear of this train, you just got to make sure that you keep all your body parts on, because I think there's going to be fireworks up ahead at any point. So really got to make sure that they stay in this race and try to keep up with the guys ahead.
Just coming up to start lap number 11, as we see Robert Taylor diving into the pit, so he's trying to take that early pit stop, as he will stay with him just to see what his pit stop time is, just to get a reference for the drivers around him, as he's about to pull in the pit box now, as I reckon if the car doesn't go on the jacks here, he's just taking fuel, as fuel and tyres are separate, as 13.9 second stop. So relatively quick pit stop, but may have had a bit of fuel in the tank left, which will see him home, and he comes out in, what is that, 16th place in class, just behind the battle of Yali and Kevin Wang. Just see that there.
And this is now a massive lap for Taylor, because he spent the last 20 minutes stuck behind Daniel Leet, and he really looked like he was running out of ideas to make the overtake. So this is his chance now, but I'd be shocked to see if Leet doesn't pit on this lap, as he really needs to cover that big move from Taylor.
Yeah, we also see that Alif has closed right up with the gearbox of Daniel Leet as well. So whether it's Leet's struggling a little bit, but yeah, Alif's still right on the gearbox as they go through Brooklands now, and coming through Luffield and Woodcote now. We'll see whether he dives into the pits, and yeah, Leet dives into the pits, but Alif and Freyanto continue to carry on. So just we'll watch this battle for Leeds and Taylor as well. Just to say that Taylor's coming through the Abbey chicane at the moment. So where is he? Oh no, he's coming through final corner of Luffield Woodcote. So.
And an interesting tactic there from a Leaf. It looked like he was going to follow Leeds in, but I think he basically was going to do whatever Leeds didn't do. So interesting tactic there.
Yeah, it looks as though that Leeds had a either a speeding penalty or he's taken tyres, as he's had a 30-second pit stop compared to the guys around him. So he's fallen way back. He's back behind Neil Buntrock at the moment. So Leeds either copped a penalty or whether he's taken tyres, I'm not sure. So if he comes up for a driver into, it would be interesting to see what his strategy was there. But he's definitely looking to get past Neil Buntrock as quickly as possible to try and close up on drivers in front of him. So of that group that is pitted at the moment, Robert Taylor at the moment leads of that group. 2.5 seconds behind, so in front of Sean Thompson, but I reckon he will have to pit again.
And a Leaf is in, and he has been joined by Yanto. So they're not going too long in this first stint. They're pitting 2 laps later, I think, than the first guys. And this will be interesting to see if they can adopt the lead here.
Yeah, let's stay with the Leaf at the moment. Just as they about to leave the pit box at the moment. Taylor was a 13.9 second stop as he's about to come around the start finish line now. Taylor's managed to get past the Leaf and Ferianto, so he's managed to jump both of them. So great job from Taylor there to get up into 7th place in class behind Pereira, who's had a 17.3 second stop. So whether he's just brimmed the tank to get home, we don't know, but that's the second longest pit stop of all of the GT cars, with Oliveira currently the longest on an 18.7 second pit stop. So that would have pretty much brimmed the tank over, I would have thought, looking at those type of length of pit stops, with, as mentioned, Leet maybe getting a speeding penalty or not. So we'll just have to wait and find out. Looking further up the front, we see that Gallen's taken his pit stop at the moment, current leader in the GT3 class at the moment. Putra also coming in as well, so they're the last of the pit stoppers for the GT3 classes. Nuno Tang also dives into the pits as well, so he's doing a great job at the moment. Currently up, was 12 places before he dived into the pits, so he's doing a great job at the moment. Looking further up the front, current leader Ross Rizzo at the moment hasn't come into the pits yet, but neither has any of the other prototype cars at the moment, so he currently leads. Kevin Wong has managed to get ahead of Yasmin Yali, unfortunately missed that, but yeah, he's Wang's currently in second, Yali third, Xeria fourth, Louis Palagallon fifth, Nirazam sixth, Lopez de Oliveira seventh, Putra eighth, Pereira ninth, and rounding out the top 10 is Robert Taylor.
Yeah, Yali must have had an issue because he's lost 8 seconds to Hong. I don't know if that was I'm not quite sure where that would have been, but yeah, hopefully you can maybe start a fight back, but it's going to be really tough on that far back.
Yeah, definitely. Yali was a second a lap quicker last time around. Looking at the pace, do you think that we'd have about 8 or 9 laps to go, do you think? Or what's your prediction on the amount of laps left?
Yeah, it's looking that way. Because these drivers always got to factor in not just how many laps they're doing, but how many laps the leader's doing, because that's what it's all based on. So, of course, hopefully, the all the GT3s kind of know are up to date with how many laps of fuel they're going to need, because it's quite difficult to calculate how much you're going to need.
We've also seen that sometimes that the leaders have pitted on the last lap, and that's forced everyone to do an extra lap. So we'll have to see whether that comes into play as well. Because at Spa Season 4 comes to note in the GT3 class last year as well. That was one of those classic fuel stop races where was it one of the Mad Cow, Lars Jepperson had to pit on the final lap, as well as Anthony Winkelmann. He also had to dive into the pits, and that ultimately cost him time as well. As we see that Yasmin Yale trying to make his way past one of the Macau Sim Racing drivers just to put a lap on him. That's open up the gap slightly to Kevin Wang. Gap currently is about 8 seconds.
Yeah, I think we're going to see lap after lap the gap extending and then shortening as they go through the traffic, particularly around here, where you've got a lot of complexes where you just can't overtake. It's you can get a real penalty when you catch a slower car at a bad place on the circuit. So yeah, I can see that gap opening and closing quite a lot in these remaining laps.
You just see Yali trying to getting past one of those Macau BMW GT3s. So through that traffic, Wang managed to open up a near enough 2-second lead over that last lap just due to traffic. So gonna see. Yeah, it's definitely going to depend on where they catch the traffic. Is going to be the key, is whether they lose the time there. But Wang doing a great job at the moment, as well as Rizzo as well, who's extended his lead. Currently, he's got a 17.1 second gap to Wang. So yeah, I think Rizzo's race to lose with that kind of gap with 14 minutes to go.
Oh yeah, definitely. The only thing that can really stop him now is a mistake in the traffic, but he's been a class above everyone else, I think, today. It's a really good drive from him.
Just looking at Lou Palagallan as well, GT3 class leader. Yeah, it's fair to say that he's had a fairly strong drive as well. Average pace around about a second a lap quicker than Nurizam and Lopez de Oliveira. Current gap between those three is about 22 seconds. So Lou Palagallan doing a stellar job at the moment for was that TTR Racing. As yeah, that's a very, very strong team. So yeah, he's done a stellar job.
Sorry about interrupting you, but Hugo Silva's just had a issue there. 2 laps down on the leader, and yeah, he's just had a little bit of a spin in his Audi coming out of turn 1.
Yeah, just letting one of the I see that just as he's going through Cop's corner, and there was a tap from the back of one of those red and white Audi GT3s. So an unfortunate incident there, but it was yeah, definitely an unfortunate incident there. So Hugo's sort of back down in 24th place, but yeah, definitely an unfortunate day for him. But yeah, he'll be hoping for a strong finish for the coming races, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Just one of those incidents at Coxey, which you see quite often with cars taking at different paces, and wouldn't be surprised if Hugo maybe had a bit of a poor exit there and left the car behind with a bit of a surprise. So yeah, racing incident I think there, but I think Hugo's got the right to feel a little bit aggrieved there.
Looking further up the front, battle for P10 still very, very close. Robert Taylor at the moment, 0.7 of a second. Yep, to Junior Pereira. He's closed it quite a bit. Last time around, he was about 0.3 of a second quicker than Pereira, and gapped slightly to a Leaf. He was about 0.3 of a second quicker last time around. So that's still a close battle. We've still got 11 minutes to go in this race, so we'll see how that forms up. Also managed to see on the timing screen that Leap managed to pass King Keong. Just see a move down into Abbey chicane there. Great move from Daniel Leap, managing to jump up into 17th place. Great move from Leap there, and Keong managing to be Leap diving up the inside. So great driving from the both of them. Battle for 17th and 18th places at the current time.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed that Daniel had that issue in the pit stop, because I think he would have been really far up there, and he was kind of the cork in the bottle in the first half an hour of the race. But now that he's been dropped back, then everyone else has kind of sped out a bit, and the action hasn't quite been as intense, let's say. But yeah, hopefully you can gain a couple more positions, bottom now to the checker flag.
Yeah, just looking at where he would have come out if he didn't have that pit stop error or that pit stop penalty. He would have come out about 2 seconds behind a Leaf, and he would have come out about a second in front of Ferianto. So definitely would have been close between P11 and 12 as to where Leap would have come out if he hadn't had that penalty, or whether he took tyres. So
yeah, we saw for the first 20 minutes of the race that he's a block when trying to overtake him. He's really difficult to overtake. So that would be really interesting to see how the drivers dealt with him. But I think we're going to have an interesting battle between Alif, Taylor, and Pierre going into these final few laps, as I think Taylor's just had a bit of an off coming out turn one.
Yeah, he just managed to catch the outside curbing of Cop's Corner on the exit there, and yeah, that's sent him into a spin. Luckily, he was able to keep it off the inside barrier at the exit there. Luckily, no one else was coming out of the pits as well. So he joins back in 13th place. And 9th place in class. I think that would be about 2 positions from where he started, as the position graphic for places gained updates at the start of each lap. So definitely an unfortunate error there from Taylor, as he was doing a stellar job. But yeah, he'll be looking to get past George Johnson, as he's been on average probably about 2-3 tenths quicker. So we'll just have to wait and see whether Taylor can get past Johnson, but Johnson's a fierce defender, and he'll be looking to hold on to that 8th place in class.
Yeah, I think Taylor's just pushing a little bit too hard, trying to catch up to Pierre. He had a target and really put his all into catching, but in the end, just pushed that little bit too hard, and yeah, it's paid the price now.
Looking further back up, you got Alif. Current gap to Ferrianto behind him is 4.3 seconds. So that gap has opened up a little bit more than first thought. I think they're just coming up to traffic at the moment, as we see that Taylor and Johnson have closed up quite a bit as well. That's great battle forming up. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Taylor's unable to get up the inside of Johnson, so Johnson able to get a great exit out of the chapel there, and must be quite trimmed out, as he was unable to make that much of a gap up to Johnson there.
Yeah, and Taylor's looking really fast. I don't think he's going to hold back. I don't think he's exactly in a good mood after that error, so I don't think he's going to have any hesitations in overtaking Johnson here, because Ferrianto's right in front, and he can really taste blood now and really risky his position.
As yeah, we just see that Taylor's going up the inside of Johnson. Yeah, great move through Priory there. Just got the exit out of Abbey Corner there, and manages to get it up the inside and pull it up through Priory. So great move from Taylor. He moves back up into 8th place in class and 12th overall, as he's going to try and close up on Ferrianto, who's still got just over 5 minutes plus 1 lap relative to where Rizzo crosses the line. So I reckon we've got about 3 or 4 laps left to see whether Taylor can close up on Ferrianto. So that would definitely be a close battle. But we also got Johnson still hot on the heels of Taylor, so whether he can get a move up on the inside to regain that position. But looks as though that Taylor's got the measure as he's trying to cover off Johnson there, and manages to do so.
Yeah, and Alif is really closed in on Pierre, and going to be interested to see if he can make that move with a couple of laps to go now. He's really pushing hard, I think, is Alif. But we've seen so far in this race, it's you can defend around here. You're not a sitting duck when a faster car comes up to you. You can defend in pretty much all of these corners. So I think Pierre's got a good chance of holding on to this position.
The battle between Yali and Wang has netted a 11-second gap between Yali and Wang, with Yali ahead, but also worth noting that Kevin Wang has pitted. 1.7 second stop. He's been the quickest of the 4 prototypes out there today. Worth noting that Yali and Rizzo have not pitted, but they will be due in within the next lap or so, just to see whether Rizzo decides to dive into the pit lane. Current pit stop time, we're looking at about pit lane time, we're looking at about 34 seconds as Rizzo dives into the pit lane, so he will still hold on to the lead. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see whether Yali decides to, or as I would say that Yali's had a big incident, got quite a lot of damage. I'm just going to have to get a replay on that.
yeah, coming out of Club Corner, and it's quite a weird one, really. He kind of just loses the rear end around that corner with a car with that much downforce. I wouldn't think that would be too much of an issue, but yeah, I don't know. Might be the rear tyres going off, but really unfortunate for Yali there.
Yeah, just got a bit of snap oversteer, just trying to get on the power. Definitely an unfortunate mistake there for Yali, as he was he had a third place and pretty much in the bag, but with that mistake, has forced his hand into the pit stop. But I reckon he would have been in the pit lane this time anyway. But yeah, he joins back in fourth place. Just looking at the leader at the moment, Rizzo currently holds a 22-second lead over Kevin Wang. Pretty faultless drive at the moment, as we are, I think, going to come up to the final lap of the race, as we've got just over a minute left. So I think, yeah, from my calculations, this will be the second to last lap, with the leader coming to start the final lap, coming into lap number 25.
And I think a Leaf may have had a small issue, so I missed that, but he's just lost the place to Beriante, so I'll quickly go back and see what happened to him there, but yeah, a Leaf's had a bit of an issue.
Yeah, definitely is. Robert Taylor's all over the back of the gearbox of a Leaf there, and a Leaf having to compromise the line through Club there and through Vale, getting a decent exit, but Taylor's going to be all over the back of him for Abbey, whether he dives up the inside, as he makes the move. And will he pull it up? He will, but that'll compromise both of a Leaf and Taylor, and that'll allow Johnson to close back up on the gearbox as well. We'll just see where the leader is at the moment. He's just coming through Club and Vale, about to lap. Was that Sean Thompson, one of the Pro Force Racing drivers? So yeah, this is with the white flag out at the moment. Yeah, this is the final lap at the moment. So pretty faultless race from Ross Rizzo. Stellar drive, just managing to open up a 23-second lead, managing to at least be second lap quicker on average. But yeah, will definitely extend his lead in the championship after this result, as yeah, he comes around the final corner now, and Rizzo will take the win for round number 14 of SimRacers Asia Proto-GT Series at Silverstone. So congratulations to him as he crosses the line. Great result for Pro Force Racing as well. We got Kevin Wang about to come through Brooklands. Lou Palagallon about to round out the final corner as well. So he will take the GT3 win for TTR Racing, and congratulations to him. Pretty faultless race as well. Even bigger gap to Nurazam, but also got Kevin Wang coming across the line second place as well. So congratulations to both of those drivers. Is that Nurazam in second place in the GT3 class of Wilder Motorsport as well, about to cross the line. Great result for him. He'll move up in the championship as well, as those teammates cross the line. Was one of the McCall Sim Racing drivers, but yeah, great result for Nurazam. Lopez de Oliveira crosses the line third place. Congratulations to him and Putra. Wilder Motorsport, strong result from him. Manages to gain one place from his starting position. Ferrianto manages to hold off Robert Taylor, who's managed to get past Alif, so we've missed that, but congratulations to those drivers. Nathan Mankey made up 7 positions from his starting place. So solid result for him. For Pro Force Racing. Also got Daniel Leet, unfortunately unable to recover as much as he would have wanted from that pit stop error, but manages to get back up into 12th place. So a strong result considering the mistake there from Leet there.
Yeah, Rizzo and Gallon there, two brilliant drives. They really just destroyed their fields, and brilliant drive from them that's going to help them in the championship. Rizzo's really close now to that championship win. And yeah, excellent job from those two today.
Yeah, definitely. Just looking ahead to next week as well, 13th of May, we have a team race at Motegi Grand Prix, night race, which should be very, very exciting. One of the first races that I was associated with Sim Races Asia, going back to where it all began for me at Twin Ring Motegi, so that should be an exciting race. It's worth noting that will be a 90-minute team race as well, so that'll be interesting to see how the drivers will fare with that track and car combination, as I think that will be a fairly dominant win for the prototype division. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Motegi at night is always an interesting race. It's so well lit that it's not too much of a factor the night, but the parts are really looks very pretty on the broadcast, and will be a good race actually. 90 minutes, I believe. So yeah, we're going to earn our money, I think, for that one.
Yeah, definitely. So just going to take you through the final race results here at round number 14 of Sim Races Asia Proto-GT Series. Russ Rizzo takes the overall win for Pro Force Racing. 26-second gap to Kevin Wang for Archipelago Racing. Federico Texeria rounds out the podium for Macau Sim Racing. Yasmin Yali, unfortunately, finishes fourth after that mistake in the final 2 minutes of the race. Louis Paulo Galon takes the win in the GT3 class. Second on the podium in that class is Ahmed Nerizam, finishes P6 overall. Leonardo Lopez de Oliveira finishes on the podium in the GT3 class and 7th overall. Berafidi Putra finishes 4th in class, but Juno Pereira finishes 5th place. Intraferio and so rounds out 6th place and the overall top 10. Robert Taylor, strong result for him, finishes P11. Muhammad Ali finishes 12th. George Johnson 13th. Nathan Mankey for Pro Force Racing 14th. Bruno Cardoso, didn't see much of him, but strong result for him in P number 15. Daniel Leet 16th. Kim Keong finishes 17th. Nuno Pereira finishes 18th. 19th was Sean Thompson after that early collision at Priory. Lachlan Crowe finishes 20th. Simon Jorge Sanchez finishes 21st. Andrew Amador finishes 22nd. Mark Lang finishes 23rd. Neil Buntrock 24th. Hugo Silva Jr. Finishes 25th. And DK Lee finishes down in 26th. And Jeffrey Price and Matthew Clowett not taking the start. So yeah, lots of action here at Silverstone circuit. What are your closing thoughts on today's event here at Silverstone, Sam?
Just a brilliant battle with the GT3s all the way through, particularly Taylor and Alif. They just seem to have action on every lap of the race, so really good battle between those two. And again, Rizzo and Gallon were just superb today, and really well done to everyone out there today.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see whether any drivers are going to come up for a driver interview. Just posting the details in the chat. Just have to wait a minute or so for that, but I'm just going to quickly run you through this week's action coming up on Apex Racing TV. Week number 8. So we got the Euro V8s starting at 18 GMT. That happens to be at, if I can get the track. Where is it? That happens to be at. It's at Sonoma Cup, so that should be a pretty exciting race, especially V8s around Sonoma. Quite a lot of undulation through that course. Also, we got the IMSA multi-class race starting at 16:45 GMT. That should be a fun race for that one. BSR MX5 starting at 19 GMT or 20 BST. Also, we got Club 73 starting at 2030 BST as well on the Sunday. So lots of action coming up on Apex Racing TV on Sunday. On the Monday, we've got the Porsche official series starting at 1930 GMT. Also, that should be a pretty exciting race as well. We've also got ASRC Sports Car Championship as well on the Monday, starting at 20 GMT as well. So lots of exciting action coming up on Apex Racing TV over the next week or so. Also, we've got round number 15 of Sim Racers Asia coming up at it would be an earlier start time of 12:30 GMT, 20:30 Australian Western Standard Time or Singapore time, or 22:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. So that should be a fun and exciting race to watch. Broadcast will be starting roughly around, I would say, 12:15 GMT as well. So definitely a lots of action-packed racing coming up on Apex Racing TV.
Yeah, of course, we've got the Nordschleife as well in this series in a couple of weeks. That's going to be interesting, let's say. But yeah, should be a good final couple of rounds of this series.
Yeah, it's back to where we started. First round of the championship was on the GP course. The Blancpain Endurance Series course. But turning to the Nordschleife, that will be an exciting final round of the championship, as definitely there is some still quite open championships still to play for, even with 2 rounds to go. So that should be an exciting finish to the season. It's, it looks as though that none of the drivers are coming up for an interview, so I think that just about wraps us up, Sam. So thanks for joining me in the booth today. I hope it was fun tonight. What were your thoughts closing out this first broadcast for yourself?
Yeah, it was great fun. Thanks for letting me come on board, and I think it was a really good race today. And yeah, certainly looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, next race will be at Twin Rim Motegi, starting at around about 12:15 GMT. So I think that's just about wraps us up. So yeah, for Sam Fitzpatrick, Samili Como as well. My name's Scott Newton, and we'll see you on May 13th for round number 15 of Twin Ring Motegi here for the SRA Proto-GT Series. So have yourselves a great week, and we'll catch you next week.